Hey guys, and welcome back. Dev Spider here. We're going to do another episode on New World. We've been working hard in this 3-day beta. It's really short. It's open and free to all. There's been all kinds of spam, all kinds of good and bad times, all kinds of stuff going on. We went ahead and we've been, like I said, playing really hard. We jumped through like most of the fishing quests, so if y'all want to check that out and see the best fishing gear you can get by level 28, to include getting a level 60 fishing rod that is like off. I mean, it's just off the chain. It's a level like I said, it's level 60 ironwood. It's amazing. The gear you get to wear gives you all kinds of boosts for all fishing types of water, so salt and fresh. It's amazing gear. So if you want to check that out, watch that. It's a good way to make money by fishing. Right here in this video, we're going to jump into crafting and the way to make money early on in crafting. So it's going to be like basic crafting 101, and then what you want to make money if you're like, I would only advise players to do this if you're probably like on the server, like as soon as it opens. And you get a jump. Maybe you've got a company that's feeding you materials. This is the first thing you want to make, regardless if they're requesting weapons or gear. Just ignore that, skip that, don't worry about it. So first things first, we need to go over the crafting stations. So right here, this is your smelter. So here's where you're going to make your iron. It's going to be the first thing you can make is iron, silver, charcoal, and stuff like that. We'll just knock out some iron really quick. It's a good way to get experience and level your overall level. Obviously, you won't get any weapon mastery out of this. We're going to make some silver just to get some weight freed up in our weight bin or our storage building. Alright, so when you're crafting, like I said, you need to know these stations. You need to level up your gathering, like wood gathering, your iron gathering, unless you're being fed. A lot of companies are going to be feeding 1 or 2 people initially to get them started. The first things they're going to be after are going to be, I would say the best thing to do if you have a company and you're running it is feed 3 different people. Have one do like cooking and alchemy or arcana, have one do bags and tools, and then they can later on sub into furniture once everybody starts getting money together for houses. And then from there have another guy that maybe focuses on certain weapon types, and then maybe a couple more branch out, because crafting gets expensive and difficult the higher level you get. So here's your wood crafting station. You'll need green wood to make timber with initially. If you want to make anything higher than timber, for instance on this station, like you want to make lumber, you're going to need aged wood. You'll need to be level 50 on logging. Then you can get the mature trees. You're going to then need to come down here where it says select a resource. You'll choose sandpaper. You can get this off the trader's house if you want to buy it where people are selling it. It's a good item to sell if you're not a crafter. It'll make you money to sell these items. So you would pick that. If you had the aged wood, then you can make the lumber, and that'll let you get towards like the steel and the tier 2 or tier 3, tier 4 weapons. Alright, and as you can see here, in order to make that though, like I said, you're going to need aged wood, but you're also going to need timber. So you're always going to need those tier 2 resources, the initial ones that you start with. You're going to need the specialty mats to craft those, and that also applies when you're doing smelting. So if we're at the smelter and you want to start making steel ingots, here you're going to have to choose like sand flux. You're going to go through that like crazy. If you're crafting, you'll need charcoal. Charcoal, as you can see here, is made from wood, just basic wood. You can probably select timber, so we can make 516 out of our timber. We can make it out of lumber. I would just make it straight up out of aged wood, probably just easier and faster to gather. It won't hurt to get your logging level up for that. And you'll need, like I said, on there you'll need sand flux, and you'll just have to work your way up. Initially, you're pretty much just going to want those starting tier 1 and 2 resources. The green wood turned into lumber, the iron ore turned into iron ingots. Here's your stone cutting table. Everybody should level this. This should not be a specific crafter, because if you come down here and you look at your tuning orbs, there's more than just this one. Obviously, we haven't unlocked anymore, but this one. These aren't tradable, so they bind on pickup. So if you craft this, it's bound to you. So everybody needs to be leveling their stone crafting or stone cutting, so that you can make these items. If you want to do multiple dungeons after you've completed them, because you can do the quest, you'll get some from that for free. But eventually you're going to want to rerun them, maybe get some specific gear out of the dungeons. Maybe you just want to help some people out. A lot of groups won't run unless you have your own orb. Alright, so you want to familiarize yourself with your cities. You want to make sure that you pay attention to your cities. Like I said, this is going to be a quick crafting thing and how to make money if you get into the server fast enough. So you want to pay attention when you're crafting. You can go to any city, you can click on it, and you can look at its stats. So make sure you pay attention to the taxes. So like this city territory is not owned, so this is Monarch's Bluffs, so all the taxes are at the starting rate. So if you trade in this city, it's 5% tax. That's money you're going to lose, so you need to have gold to craft. Alright, so from here you have crafting fees. So your refining fee is just making the basic materials, then your crafting fee is actually making the item. So if you're making like a great axe, And when you make the iron and the wood, that's going to be refining. When you make the actual great axe itself, that's crafting. Then you have house taxes. So if you own property in the cities, you'll have to pay that tax as well. I want to say it's based on the house that you buy. I think I bought a 10. Well, your first house is 50% off. So the one I bought was 10 grand when I first bought it, and then it's like 600 gold in taxes. So you need to make sure you're making gold either from quests or just from selling stuff on the auction house. And then also, as you click on these cities, you can see the crafting stations and their levels. So like Smelter and all that stuff, you can see what level that is. And if the city's not owned, they're just going to be basic level 2s. If the city is owned, then you, like this one, it's got a tier 3 workshop. Here in Windsward, that's been owned for a while, they've got the tier 3 forge, the tier 3 workshop. Because you need to think about it when you upgrade these things, and you need to talk to your company leaders about it, whoever owns it. You need to upgrade the refining stations first so you can make the materials you need. Like, because like if you have like a tier 4 or 5 station but you can't make the materials, it's not going to help you much. All right. And so you want to pick your cities based on that, based on whether or not your faction plans to control it and hold on to it. I know wars are war's the best way to take a city. Let someone else buy it for 100k, then go fight them for 15k and take the city from them. That's the best way to do it. That's a lot of people's plans to save money. You can take massive amounts of territories that way. Alright, so like we're currently in Everfall, so here's our leather crafting station. To do that, it's the same thing. You can craft your rawhide here. So we'll just do that. It'll turn into coarse leather, so just hit craft on it. Like I said, you'll get good experience. You'll level up quickly this way. That was 4,104 leather working, and well, we've got tons of this already made. So if you want to make the next tier up, the tier 3 rugged leather, you're going to need like tannin. So you would click on this drop down menu, select that. There are other resources that you can sometimes sub in for those. Cooking is like a big one where there's a ton of things that'll sub in to let you make stuff. Here's your little loom station. This is where you make your linen out of hemp. So we got some of that. We'll go ahead and make some of that. This is your cooking station, and you can identify these by the signs. I would memorize the signs because as the stations upgrade, they change the looks and the way they appear. So here, so you can make your light rations, which heals hit points. Travel rations, again, hit points. Energizing stuff, that's your mana. Fishing bait for the fishermen out there. We're not going to worry about cooking on that, but as you can see on the light rations here, we don't have a lot of stuff here. All my cooking stuff's in a different city. I like to do... So like for me, I keep all of my main crafting. Like I plan to make us some bags and tools here because that's a good way to make money. Like I said, if you're the first person in the server. In Windsward, I'm keeping all my cooking supplies and my alchemy supplies. So I'll do cooking alchemy here. And then in Everfall is where I'll just craft all the basic stuff. I don't plan to craft weapons. I'll just craft tools and bags. Bags are really important because they increase your encumbrance and weight. They sell really well. You can stack extra abilities on them, and we'll go over that in just a second. So for that, we need to go to the tool station. Here's the cloth station right here. So if you're doing, I believe, cloth armor and jewelry, here's where you make your leather bags. So when you're crafting bags, the thing to know about making bags is you need runes of holding, and there's different levels of these. So like for the level 1 bag, or what I call the level 1 bag, the starting bag, this thing has a plus 100 encumbrance. If we scroll down to the tier 2 one, let's see, where are you at? So the rugged leather bag, that's plus 150 encumbrance, and that'll go up and down as your proficiency goes. So as you craft things, if you look over here on the top right, this is your proficiency. So the more you craft a specific item, the more proficient you become in it. So if you're crafting iron great axes, your proficiency goes up. If you're crafting rugged leather bags, your rugged leather bag proficiency will go up as you make those. But you need major runes of holding to make these bags, and then you need miners for the first ones. And that's why bags sell so well, is because they're kind of expensive to make. Another thing to note here too is your Azoth. You can add Azoth to increase chances for attributes, perks, and gem slots. Increasing potential gear score with better materials allows you to add more Azoth. If you want to add special, and this applies to everything you craft, weapons, armor, everything. So say you have, again, we'll use Great Axe because I'm a Great Axe user. Say you want to add strength to that because it is boosted based on strength. So what you would do is you'd go in here and find the item to add. Like here, all we can add is the animal fang, and that's like, let's see if we can hover over it and see what it does. So here it says crafting item with an attunement to the Tanner's Burden perk. So that just means we'll probably get like a percentage to carry something, or to lighten a load, or to carry more. Like I said, there's all kinds of different ones that add different abilities. Like tried to see if there's a strength one here. Oh, well, I don't see one. But if you craft those items into it, like I said, you'll get strength. You can focus on intelligence. If you're crafting for mages, you can do that all your different gear types. Now, if you want to get the runes of holding to make bags, because like I said, bags are, they're a hot commodity item. You're going to need to go to your faction, and you're going to need faction points to buy the items, or to buy the runes. So we can run up here. I wish we had a sprint, but we'll get up here as fast as we can really quick so I can show y'all. So as you quest through the main quest line, eventually, right after the tutorial phase, you'll come to like where they have you go talk to each faction. They'll have you choose which faction you want, but it works the same way. So you'll open the faction board here. You can accept quests here. If you're trying to take a territory, you can accept these bottom quests and do those, and that will allow you to start earning your faction points in that territory, which will then allow you to declare war. Alright, so as you can see here, we have 4,495 tokens available right now. We're currently at max level, so we're maxed out on tokens. So if we went to buy rewards, we could buy armor, weapons, but here are the runes. The runes are also located here. So this would be a minor rune of holding. We'll grab one of those. And like I said, they're very, very expensive. So if you make bags to sell, you need to make sure that you sell them at a high enough rate to profit back the gold that you spent. So here it costs 1,000 tokens and 250 gold per rune. So usually what most crafters do is they make bags for their entire company. One person focuses that. And they tell the person that wants a bag or multiple bags, get me the runes that you need for your bags. Because you don't want to have to spend like 500, 750 gold on somebody and then make the bags and you just lost like 1,000 gold pretty much by the time you pay all the crafting fees. So we'll buy one of these. And like I said, you have to move up in level to get to the other runes. So here's the major rune as a Templar. I haven't leveled up on this one yet to get to Templar. I haven't done those quests yet. Like I said, there's not a lot of time, so I'm trying to cover all the basics to help everybody out. I've got a great fishing guide out. I've got another fishing guide coming to go over how to get the good gear, like we talked about earlier. So now that we have this, we can actually come back over here and we can make a bag. Now for your bag slots, though, if you look here, that's where they go. You can do a quest to get your first bag. That's plus 50 encumbrance. The first bag you can craft adds 100. So like I said, you're going to want to make those, and you can get to level 30 and 40 and 45 pretty quickly. 40 is for an earring slot, but you can add 3 bags total. So even if you just make 3 level 1 bags, that increases your weight carrying capacity by 300 points, just if you don't proc anything good on them. And people will buy these. You can sell them. They're just going to be hard to sell, and they're an expensive investment if they don't sell. But like I said, it's a good way to make money if other people don't know how to craft them, or if they don't have a faction, or just they don't feel like they don't know where to get the minor runes of holding. A lot of people don't know where to find that stuff. So here, if we just do a craft on it, and we have all the resources already. This one went ahead and went uncommon. That's great for us. So we can take a look at what we just made. It's like leather, linen. It's just really basic stuff to make these. So we got plentiful arrows. When hit with a bow, 5.9% chance you gain an arrow. So I don't know about the English on that. I think what that means is when you shoot something and you hit it, you have pretty much a 6% chance you gain an arrow back. But as you can see, this is 100.4 encumbrance added, so that'll actually allow us to carry more weight, and then it'll bind. Now, if we wanted to sell that, like I said, because of the materials that we used, we'd want to sell that for at least 300, if not 5. I'd probably sell it for 500, 600. If there's none on the market, I might even go as high as trying to get 800 to 1,000 gold for it initially. It just depends on your server population and how many people you have that aren't crafting or are not part of companies that are crafting. Alright, so from there, we've already gone over making all the basic materials that we need to craft. And like I said, I've got a ton stored here. I'm trying to get as much done as I can in this short time. So if you come to these storage sheds, if you look in the top right, these have weight limits. You can change that based on your standing in the territory. So here we have increased our weight up to 1,100 pounds. Usually I choose faction percentage increase per, or not faction, territory standing increase percentages, and then after that I choose weight for everything. And so that's why we're up to 1,100 pounds. I've got everything stored here. Like I said, I've got tons of ingots for everything. I've only got a little bit of void metal. Void metal is a little bit harder to get. That's what you make your steel stuff with. And you're going to want that because you're going to want to get steel tools and star metal tools if you're going to be a gatherer or a crafter. And then like you can see down here, we've got tons of wood, tons of leather, and tons of linen. So we're ready to make some items. All right, so the next hot selling item, if you can afford to do bags, do them. They should sell pretty well as long as you beat everybody else to the punch. It's like, again, especially if you can find a company that will feed you. But if you find a company that feeds you, you're gonna be overburdened all the time. You're gonna be in the city all the time waiting and trading. It's a lot of work. You have to manage and sell stuff all the time. So the next area to go to make money is you're gonna want to make tools. So we're gonna come over here to the workshop, and this is where you'll make all of your tools. So flint tools, you should only have flint tools until you reach the first city, and you need to immediately go up to iron. Once you get to iron, you can start getting some really cool stats. You can probably get them on flint, but I mean, there's no point in making flint stuff. So if you have like a flint pickaxe, its basic is 100% gather speed. If you have an iron mining pickaxe, its gather speed without any proc and anything on it is 125. And trust me, it makes a huge difference. More durability, more speed. And then like I said, you can get more stats on it. People are constantly asking me how to get Azoth. To get Azoth, you want to craft tools and gather. That's the fastest way to get Azoth. And then you can make money too by either selling the resources that you've gathered or giving them to your company, letting them sell them and give you a cut. Don't just give your stuff away for free unless you really trust your people. Alright, so see here, we've crafted this iron pickaxe. It gives us Azoth extraction. That's what you want. So we have 133% gather speed on this. And then Azoth extraction is a 34% chance when you finish gathering a node to gain 1 Azoth. And you can get all kinds of cool stuff like higher chances at rare materials. Iron nodes will eventually start dropping you void metal if you have enough increased rate of drop on those. Otherwise, you can find void metal in chests, and it's really, really rare though. All mine have come from chests. But we get 1 Azoth per. So if you're like gathering hemp and cooking supplies with your sickle, if you're skinning animals, I advise skinning. You'll max that out really quick, and you get a ton of leather that way. And but you want to get these weapons all with these tools all with Azoth on them, except for the fishing rod. The fishing rod, you don't need to worry about Azoth on that. If you're going to do fishing, I would just worry about it giving you a bonus. Now we have a tier 5 level 60 fishing pole, but we can't, like I said, you can't use it to level 60, but it's still pretty cool. And yeah. So tools sell like hotcakes. So if you're in a city and you make all the tools, your proficiency, like I said, will go up per tool. So if we do like an iron mining pickaxe right now, ours is currently 200 to 230. And it looks like it's about the same on all of our tools. So since we already have Azoth on the pickaxe, let's try and do as a skinning knife. So that's going to take iron ingots, refined wood into timber, and leathers. You can add Azoth if you want by clicking this menu to boost it. You can add more perks to it if you want, and if you have those. We probably have them in another city because I was trying to save weight here. So you can go ahead and craft 117 of these if you want. I like to craft mine a few at a time and then salvage them and then exit the station and get back in because your levels are going up. So I feel like it increases your chance. So we'll say we'll make like 25 skinning knives. Let's see what we get. So you press craft, and then it'll just craft through them all. And you can left click and it'll kind of speed it up. But you'll see this yellow bar going up as you craft. Probably should have crafted a couple less. But if you have a ton of materials, you can do mass crafting this way. You look down here, it'll tell you how many you have. You can cancel out of it. And it looks like we're not procking very well. You can get gear to help with some of this stuff. You can get gear to help with gathering. That gives you, like I said, a higher chance of getting rare materials. But iron tools sell okay, especially if you're the first one on there and you're making Azoth ones. So if I've just crafted all these, what I like to do is I salvage all the commons. Because they're useless. You don't need them. You just need the materials back from them. And so as you salvage them, you'll see you'll get 1 to 2 iron ingots back, and you'll get repair parts. That's what you use to repair your stuff as it breaks. So we'll salvage this, and then what I do is I scan through all the greens and see if there are any that I like or any that I can just get rid of immediately because I don't like the stats on them. And you can do this from your inventory. It's just faster here to do your initial scan. Alright, so now all we have left are these. You can look at the gear score. It'll kind of give you an idea of which ones you might want to look at first. So this is our highest one. It's Tanner's Discipline, gain 4.7% more skinning experience. I would not worry about getting more experience from skinning. If you're just killing stuff and doing quests, you're gonna get plenty of experience from skinning. So don't worry about a XP boost on that, unless you're really trying to rush leather gathering. Durability, again, not necessary, not a great stat to have. I mean, you should be salvaging tons of gear. You should have tons of repair points available. Durability on that one. Skinning look. So this one's not a bad stat to have. So while skinning, gain 3.6% chance at finding rare items. And these same stats will apply to like all your tools. More Tanner's discipline, and skinning yields 12% more resources. So all those aren't bad, but I don't really care for any of those, so I'm going to salvage all of those because I'm looking for Azoth. Because early game, Azoth to me is where, and late game too, Azoth's where it's at, because it's going to allow you to add more resources to those items. Alright, so let's try it again and see if we can get an Azoth one. We'll just do 10 this time. And as you see, this bar is moving, so now we're guaranteed to make above a 200 every time. So personally, once I get to star metal tools, that's when you're going to make your money. If you can be the first person to get to star metal, well, actually steel is where you can start making really good money too. So if you get to steel, start knocking those out, try to get the proficiency up on them to where you can make some really good ones. And the same thing for star metal. And you can, like I said, you can sell the Azoth ones for a fortune on the trading house. Alright, so skinning yield again, Azoth extraction right there, so that's the one we want. Now if it gets a higher score like this 219, it's 144%, so it's faster, it yields more, but in the long run the Azoth's going to do a lot more for you. So we're good on that one. We can exit out of there, hit tab, double click on that, we can equip it, get rid of the other one, and we can salvage it. We'll get some resources back, because like I said, crafting's super expensive. So let's see, we needed, what's another tool we needed? We needed a sickle and a logging axe. So if we want to make a better sickle, again, we could, like I said, you can stack Azoth on it, use your leather, use your wood, and use your metals. So we'll go ahead and knock out like 25 of these too. There we go. We've got us some uncommon. Our crafting bar is moving up slowly but surely. Our proficiency bar. Getting some good procs here. A 249, that's about max of what we can do at the moment. Fishing rods are another good thing that'll sell too. If you can get the bonus, the daytime bonuses, nighttime bonuses, the water bonuses for bigger fish. Alright, so like I said, we'll salvage all the commons. Now if you are rushing to craft the steel and star metal and you want to use them yourself, you need to make sure you're high enough level to equip them also. Oop, I did not want to do that one. Alright, so then we can check these and see. So durability, you can go away on the 249. But if you look at the 249 though, its speed is 174%. So, I mean, it'd be super fast. But we don't want it. Here, harvesting luck, that's not bad. 4.1% chance at finding rare items. Harvesting luck here is lower and the speed slower, so go ahead and get rid of that one. Yield, I don't care about that. There's plenty of hemp on the map, plenty of other resources. And durability again. So yeah, we didn't get much good from there. So we'll hold on to this one because it's the best that we made. Engineering's up to level 50 now. And we can make steel now that we're level 50 engineering. But like I said, you need void metal for that. You're going to need these higher level leathers. And like I said, hit the drop down menu. So if it only says you can craft one, hit that and you can select another one and change it. Refined lumber is what's needed here. We can also swap that one over. And then void metals. The void metals is what's going to slow you down on the steel side. But then if you go up to the star metal, let's go to one of those and look really quick. Star metal. There's the muskets. So star metal mining pickaxe. So here we'll need star metal to make that primary ingredient. But like I said, the thing to note about that is when you go to smelt star metal, So if we scroll down, see that's star metal times 2. So here's star metal 1. You can do that at 100 smelting. Here you can see it takes 6 star metal ore and 2 steel ingots. Plus you're gonna need the flux, which you're like I said, you're gonna have to get and buy and gather a ton of flux. So if you're selling tools, you want to make sure selling anything while crafting, make sure you get enough to start buying this stuff because you're gonna go through it quick. So like I said, we need steel here, so you're gonna have to always make these lower level resources and build your way up. So then if we go up to steel, oh, that's still got times 2, my bad. So these times 2, you can like, it's like down crafting stuff, or I don't know, it's kind of like doing alchemy, like so you still silver ingot times 2, you can make it from gold ingots. And gold, like you can get plenty of gold, it's easy to find. Right, where are you at, my steel ingot? So steel ingot right here, it takes 3 iron ingots. So like I said, you're always going to have to gather those basic resources. So I just wanted y'all to know that. So to make star metal, you're going to have to make iron ingot, then you're going to have to make steel ingot, then you're going to have to use the steel to make the star metal, and just work your way up. It's just like crafting, it just pyramids and gets harder and harder. It takes more and more storage space. So once you figure out what city you're going to craft in, what city your company is going to hold on to, or your faction is going to hold on to, that's going to have the better taxes for you, you're going to want to buy a decent sized house. And inside that house, you're going to want to buy furniture or craft furniture with storage chests so you can have more room for storage. And hopefully you've got a company, like I said, that's feeding you so that you can also utilize other people's homes and stuff to store stuff in. Or maybe they'll let you use their storage sheds. So that's crafting, guys. Like I said, you can make a ton of money off tools. We'll check the market here. We'll see if there's any crafters selling stuff, kind of give you an idea of it. But like I said, this is a low population server. There's not a lot of people on it. So we can click tools in here. You can search for items up here if you can't find them here. The search function actually works pretty well. So here you see people selling iron mining axes. Price is 35 because everybody can make those. Like you don't even need a level to make those. And then you can sort them. So you see there's page 1 of 2. And you can sort them by rarity. Just click on these menus up here. It looks like there's nothing but iron here. So there's nothing good to buy here because it's a short beta. Now this was closed beta. We'd probably be seeing some star metal in there. Or if we're on a larger population server, we'd definitely see star metal in there from the company crafters. Like I said, with the new changes too, with the elites being stronger, cooking and potions is another good thing to sell. They'll go for a good price because healing and solo players are going to need a lot of those. And a lot of players like to just fight. They don't care for crafting and gathering and messing with all that. Fishing is a good way to make money because you get chests and ingots and materials. We already went over that in the other video. Besides that, if you need to make money, the only thing you can do that I advise is all the quests. So like me, like I started in, what did I start at? In Everfall, I believe. Or was it Windsward? Anyway, so wherever I started at, I'm pretty sure it was Everfall. We completed all the quests here, ran out of quests. We came down to Windsward, completed all the quests here, and including the higher level ones as we leveled. Came back to Everfall, completed those. We cleared out First Light, did all the quests there. And we've made, if we look at our menu, even after crafting, we had 6,400, I believe, at our maximum. So we made plenty of money. You see our Azoth is good. Are doing well, and we've been teleporting all around because I have all my fishing stuff and Cutlass keys. So like I said, you want to spread your stuff out because you're gonna run out of space. You can't if you're like me and trying to max everything, you're not gonna be able to do it all in one city. So that's the down and dirty on crafting, how to make money. Like I said, the fastest ways to make money initially, if you're the first one on the server and you're fast, you've got people feeding you, make tools, make bags, potions, cooking, sell them on the auction house. The Azoth ones will go really, really fast. As people learn how to get Azoth, that's one thing people are scared of. They think Azoth's hard to get. It's not. You kill mobs, you complete quests, you run expeditions, and you use tools to gather. You'll get plenty of Azoth. You'll be full on Azoth all the time. And like I said, besides that, the only other way to make money is to do quests, guys. So I hope this really helps you out. I hope it kind of gives you a rough idea on how crafting works. If you have any questions or comments, just leave them below. I'll get back to those. And as always, be sure to hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate the support. I'll catch you guys on the next one.